Cancer, I just pulled some cards for you, and honestly, what came through is going to give you chills. The universe is showing me something so powerful about your inner strength that I had to sit with these cards for a moment before I could even start speaking. You know what's fascinating about Cancer energy? Everyone sees the shell, the protective exterior, and they think they understand you. But what they don't see is the incredible resilience that lives beneath that surface. Today's reading is going to reveal why you're actually one of the strongest people that ever lived. And trust me, by the end of this, you're going to see yourself in a completely different light. Let me start with the first card that practically jumped out of the deck for you. I pulled the Eight of Swords, and before you think this is about limitation, hear me out because this card is telling a story about your strength that most people never recognize. The Eight of Swords shows a figure who appears trapped, blindfolded, surrounded by swords. But look closer at this card, Cancer. Those bindings, they're loose. The blindfold, it can be removed. The swords, they don't actually touch the person. This is your story right here. You've spent so much of your life feeling trapped by circumstances, by other people's emotions, by the weight of responsibility you carry for everyone around you. But the real truth, you've always had the power to free yourself. What makes this so profound for you as a Cancer is that your strength isn't the loud, obvious kind that gets applauded in movies. Your strength is the quiet kind that endures. It's the strength of the person who stays up all night comforting a friend in crisis. It's the strength of the person who feels everything so deeply but still shows up for life every single day. The Eight of Swords is showing me that you've been your own prisoner, telling yourself you're weak when actually, the fact that you feel so much and still function in this world makes you extraordinary. I keep thinking about all the times you've probably been told you're too sensitive, too emotional, too much. And you believed it, didn't you? You started seeing your emotional depth as a weakness instead of recognizing it as the superpower it actually is. The Eight of Swords is the universe saying enough of that story. It's time to see the truth about who you are. The next card that came through is the Four of Pentacles, and this one made me pause because it's showing me something really important about how you've survived things that would have broken other people. The Four of Pentacles usually gets interpreted as being possessive or holding on too tightly, but for you, Cancer, this card is about the incredible emotional security you've built from nothing. Think about your life for a moment. How many times have you had to be your own parent? How many times have you had to create safety and comfort for yourself when no one else would? The Four of Pentacles is showing me that you've developed this amazing ability to create emotional stability even in chaos. You've learned how to protect what matters, how to save your energy for the people and situations that truly deserve it. This card is revealing something beautiful about your strength. You're not just emotionally intelligent, you're emotionally wise. You know how to read a room, how to sense what people need before they even know it themselves. But more importantly, you've learned how to protect your own emotional resources. The Four of Pentacles shows someone who has learned the hard way that not everyone deserves access to your heart, and that boundaries aren't walls, they're gates. What's really striking me about this card in your reading is how it shows your evolution. Early in your life, you probably gave your energy away too freely, didn't you? You were the one who absorbed everyone else's pain, who tried to heal everyone around you. But the Four of Pentacles shows me that you've learned something crucial. You've learned that you can be caring without being careless with yourself. You can be nurturing without being depleting. That's not selfishness, Cancer, that's mastery. The third card is going to blow your mind. I pulled the Knight of Wands, and I know what you're thinking. This fire energy seems so opposite to your water nature, but stay with me because this card is showing me something incredible about your hidden strengths. The Knight of Wands represents action, passion, and the courage to move forward, even when you don't know where you're going. For you, Cancer, this card is revealing that beneath your cautious exterior, you have this incredible warrior spirit. You've made some of the bravest decisions of your life when you were absolutely terrified. You've moved across the country, ended relationships that weren't serving you, stood up to people who underestimated you, all while your heart was pounding and your palms were sweating. This card is showing me that your strength isn't just about enduring, it's about acting. When push comes to shove, when someone you love is threatened, when your values are on the line, you transform into this fierce protector that surprises everyone, including yourself. The Knight of Wands is the universe acknowledging that you're not just a survivor, you're a fighter. What's beautiful about this card for you is that it represents courage that comes from love, not from anger. Your Knight of Wands energy shows up when you're protecting your family, defending someone who can't defend themselves, or pursuing a dream that matters to you. It's not reckless bravery, it's purposeful courage. It's the mother bear energy, the loyal friend energy, the person who will walk through fire for the people they love. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about all the times you've surprised people with your strength, all the times they expected you to crumble, but instead you rose up and handled business. The Knight of Wands is reminding you that this fiery courage lives inside you always, even when you feel small or scared. Now, the fourth card that came through is the Six of Cups, and this one is going to make you emotional because it's showing me the source of your incredible strength. The Six of Cups is often about nostalgia and childhood memories, but in your reading, it's revealing something much deeper. This card is showing me that your strength comes from your ability to heal your own childhood wounds and break generational patterns. Cancer, you've done something extraordinary. You've looked at the pain, the dysfunction, the lack of nurturing in your early life, and instead of perpetuating it, you've become the person you needed when you were younger. The Six of Cups is revealing that your sensitivity isn't a flaw, it's your superpower. Because you felt so deeply, because you noticed everything, you developed this incredible emotional intelligence that allows you to nurture others in ways you were never nurtured. You became the safe space you always wished you had. This card is showing me cycles being broken, patterns being healed, and love being multiplied instead of divided. Every time you show up for someone with genuine care, every time you create a warm, welcoming space, every time you listen without judgment, you're literally changing the world. The Six of Cups represents the ripple effect of your healing, spreading out to touch people you'll never even know about. What makes this so powerful is that you didn't just survive your past, you transformed it. You took pain and turned it into compassion. You took loneliness and turned it into the ability to make others feel seen and valued. You took emotional wounds and turned them into emotional wisdom. That's not just strength, Cancer, that's alchemy. The fifth card is the Three of Wands, and this one is about your future and the incredible impact you're going to have on the world. The Three of Wands shows a figure looking out over the horizon, watching ships come in, representing the fruits of their labor returning to them. For you, Cancer, this card is prophetic. All the love you've given, all the people you've helped heal, all the emotional labor you've done, it's all coming back to you multiplied. The Three of Wands is showing me that you're entering a phase where you're going to see the real impact of your strength and compassion. This card often represents expansion and long-term success, but for you, it's about something more beautiful than traditional success. It's about legacy. The Three of Wands is showing me that your influence extends far beyond what you can see. People you've touched, helped, or simply made feel less alone, they're out there changing other people's lives because of what you gave them. I'm seeing this ripple effect spreading out from you like circles in water. Your strength has this multiplying quality. When you show someone that it's safe to feel, they learn to extend that safety to others. When you demonstrate that sensitivity is a gift, they start to value their own emotional nature. When you prove that caring deeply is actually a form of courage, they find their own brave hearts. The Three of Wands is also showing me new opportunities coming your way. Opportunities that will allow you to use your natural gifts in ways you haven't even imagined yet. Your ability to create emotional safety, to nurture growth, to see potential in people before they see it in themselves, these are going to be recognized and valued in new ways. The sixth card that came through is the Ace of Pentacles, and this is where I got really excited for you because this card represents new beginnings in the material world, but more specifically for you, it represents your strength finally being recognized and rewarded. The Ace of Pentacles is showing me that all your emotional intelligence, all your nurturing abilities, all your quiet strength, it's about to manifest in tangible ways in your life. This could be through career opportunities that value your natural counseling abilities, business ventures that allow you to create the kind of caring environment you've always envisioned, or simply people in your life finally understanding and appreciating the incredible strength you bring to every situation. What's beautiful about this card is that it represents the universe finally saying, "We see you, we value you, and we're going to make sure your gifts are properly honored." For so long, your strength has been the invisible kind. You've been the person holding families together, keeping friendships alive, creating emotional stability wherever you go, but you haven't always been acknowledged for it. The Ace of Pentacles changes that. This card is showing me opportunities where your emotional gifts become your greatest assets, where your ability to read people, to create trust, to make others feel safe and valued, becomes the foundation for real success and abundance in your life. I keep getting this image of seeds you've planted finally sprouting. All those times you chose compassion over hardness, understanding over judgment, love over fear, those were investments in your future that are about to pay off in ways you can't even imagine yet. The seventh card is the Queen of Swords, and Cancer, this card is showing me your evolution into someone who combines emotional depth with mental clarity, and it's absolutely beautiful to witness. The Queen of Swords represents someone who has learned to think with their heart and their head. She's been through emotional battles, she's felt deep pain, but she's emerged with this incredible ability to see truth clearly and speak it with love. This is who you're becoming, Cancer. For so long, you might have felt like you had to choose between being kind or being strong, between being sensitive or being smart, between caring for others or protecting yourself. The Queen of Swords is showing me that you're learning you don't have to choose. You can be all of these things simultaneously. This card represents your intellectual strength finally catching up with your emotional intelligence. You're developing this amazing ability to set boundaries with grace, to say no with love, to see people clearly without losing your compassion for them. The Queen of Swords doesn't become hard, she becomes wise. What I love about this card in your reading is that it shows you using your experiences, including the painful ones, as wisdom. Every betrayal taught you about loyalty. Every disappointment taught you about realistic expectations. Every loss taught you about what really matters. The Queen of Swords represents the crystallization of all these lessons into a kind of practical wisdom that makes you incredibly powerful. This card is also showing me your voice becoming stronger. You're learning to speak your truth, to advocate for yourself, to share your insights in ways that help others. The Queen of Swords represents your emotional depth, finding its voice, and when that happens, you become unstoppable. Now, the eighth and final card is going to leave you speechless. I pulled the Hermit and Cancer. This card is showing me that your greatest strength has always been your ability to go within, to find wisdom in solitude, and to emerge with insights that can guide not just yourself, but everyone around you. The Hermit represents the wise guide, the person who has walked through darkness and emerged with a light that can help others find their way. This is your ultimate strength, Cancer. You've navigated emotional territories that others are afraid to even acknowledge exist. You've felt depths of pain and heights of love that have given you this incredible map of the human experience. This card is showing me that you're not just strong, you're enlightened. Your sensitivity, which others might see as weakness, has actually given you access to truths about life, love, and human nature that most people spend their whole lives trying to understand. You get it because you've lived it, felt it, survived it. The Hermit is also showing me your role as a guide for others. People are drawn to you not just because you're kind, but because you emanate this quiet wisdom. They sense that you've been where they are, that you understand their struggles, and that you've found ways to not just survive, but thrive. What's profound about the Hermit in your reading is that it represents strength that comes from integration. You've learned how to be alone without being lonely, how to be independent without being isolated, how to be self-sufficient while remaining open to love and connection. This is mastery, Cancer. This card is showing me that your journey through darkness has made you a lighthouse for others. Your willingness to feel everything, to sit with difficult emotions, to do the deep work of healing and growth, has transformed you into someone who can hold space for others' pain without being destroyed by it. Cancer, as I sit with all these cards together, I'm overwhelmed by the story they tell about your strength. You're not strong in spite of your sensitivity, you're strong because of it. Your emotional depth isn't a vulnerability, it's your greatest asset. Your ability to feel deeply, love fiercely, and still show up for life every day makes you one of the most powerful people I've ever read for. The universe wants you to know that every tear you've cried has watered seeds of wisdom. Every heartbreak has cracked your heart open to love more people more deeply. Every moment of feeling too much has actually been you developing supernatural emotional intelligence. You've survived things that would have destroyed people with less emotional capacity. You've loved through betrayals that would have made others close their hearts forever. You've maintained your softness in a world that constantly tells you to harden up. And that takes a kind of courage that most people can't even comprehend. Your strength isn't the kind that gets celebrated in movies or written about in business books. Your strength is quiet, consistent, and absolutely revolutionary. You're changing the world one conversation at a time, one moment of genuine care at a time, one act of emotional bravery at a time. The cards are showing me that you're entering a phase where this strength is going to be recognized, valued, and rewarded in tangible ways. Your emotional gifts are about to become your greatest assets. Your sensitivity is about to be revealed as the superpower it's always been. Cancer, you're not just one of the strongest people that ever lived. You're one of the most necessary. The world needs your kind of strength now more than ever. We need people who can feel deeply and still function. We need people who can hold space for pain without being destroyed by it. We need people who choose love over fear, understanding over judgment, hope over despair. That's who you are. That's who you've always been. The cards just wanted to make sure you finally see it too.